Thank you very much. I would first like to ask everybody to do what I just did, and the Minister, I believe, and that is kill your mobiles or your Blackberries or whatever the respective instrument may be in your pocket, as that would be a little bit distracting for everybody. Thank you all for coming. It's an absolute honor to have you here at this event, the second year that the Minister and I have sat on this stage, and I thank you very much for returning to this stage together. It'd be remiss of me not to acknowledge on this day the terrible events that are happening in the Gulf of Mexico. Obviously, a big impact on the industry that we are all part of, and we hope and wish that the events there find a very speedy and as good a conclusion as can be possible. I move on to the subject of the day, and I'm going to ask the Minister to maybe reflect once upon a time when he had in his earlier business job titles, which you can see in his bio in the program, he was involved in the media side of Qatar Petroleum. So I might ask you to reflect upon, if you were to construct a headline and you were an editor to sum up the first 50 years of OPEC, what would that headline be? As we used to say, 64 characters only.
Oh, it's very difficult, to try to pick a headline, because there are a lot of, headlines and big, for the celebration of 50 years. But maybe one of the headlines very interesting is, if the word, just to say, the word need OPEC, or if the word still need OPEC, or if the word without no OPEC. So I think this all kind of a headline, we should discuss, because I'm a big believer. If there is no OPEC, the world should create OPEC. Because OPEC, their rule is approved for the last 50 years. What is the best, place to come and to discuss how to stabilize the oil market?
I just go back on that 50 years, and I put it in my program notes today, that there was, in my opinion, a very definitive shift in OPEC after $10 oil in 1998, 99, that the 10 years that have followed that, something changed. What changed in your opinion?
You see, if you go back history now, 1960, why OPEC was born. In that time, IOC controlling the whole business, from production, from marketing, from production. And the IOC, they control the whole business. They are the companies, they can say what you should produce or not should produce. Also, they are deciding what the price of oil and what is the royalty and tax rate to the producer's country. That time, the producer's country has no control at all to their natural resource, at all. They just begging the IOC to give them 5 cents or 2 cents here and here. They are having no control even for their own production or even to protect, their reserves. The IOCs only, they have a full concessions. They only pay a few cents for the barrel of oil to the consumer country. They are saying they are a consumer country, but in the end of the day, they are not a consumer country. They are only a bypass, a transit. The IOCs take the whole production and then build it, and then decide what they should produce and what the price. And they are fixing the oil price.
So in that period, OPEC
cannot protect their interests individually because the IFC is a more powerful. So then the idea came that the major producers at that time, or as Venezuela, or at least to call the 5 countries founded, Venezuela, Iran, Saudi Arabia, Iraq, and Kuwait. They met in Baghdad, in Iraq, and they decided to create OPEC. The rule of the, after 2 years, I think, just Qatar can join them. And then the other joined them later on. So, the rule at that time of this country in how to discuss with the IOCs, how they push the IOCs and trying, to make a rule on their own production or to increase the royalty and the tax, that they believe that this is the right of the producer of the nation. So this is from that time was a challenge between the IOC and the oil producers. So then they start, the OPEC as organization, as the members of the OPEC, they talk to the IOCs as one body, not individually, because IOC didn't like it. They try to crack the OPEC again because they believe that this is it will affect their business. But how this country is coming, try to talk and threaten to them. But to talk with individuals is easy to control the individuals and to put pressure to the individual because individual cannot cry alone. But that's the IOCs to find the major oil producer at that time, the newcomers to the market. They are producing oil, but they never control their oil. So this is, the first takes years of challenge. Sometimes if you read history very well in the 60s, sometimes it takes days and days to work with the oil. No, this is later.
At the meetings?
No, I mean in the 60s.
Right.
It takes days to discuss with the IOC for 3 or 5 cents up. And this is, this is the first period of the OPEC. It takes them from 1960 until 1971. This is the period of because in that time the IOC was not happy. The IOC, they made a lot of mistakes how to treat their guest countries. They try, to break OPEC, fight OPEC, and they are not willing to discuss in goodwill. So I think this is the break point then. When comes the time when this country they know the business, they train good, nationality to be ready to handle the business. Then start, what they call the period of the takeover. And start the period of the takeover 1973. This is, and 1975. This is what I call the year of the born of the NOC.
1975, the year born of NOC.
Because at that time there was no NOC. It's only NOC. So NOC was born.
Was the counter possible too, in the sense that
Yes.
there was the death of the IOC? I mean, they aren't obviously dead, but their power changed.
Yeah, I think that time you have no NOC at all. Even in the 60s, no one even thought that there would be an NOC. But I think the OEC pushed the countries to create the OEC because the OEC didn't give time to understand the oil producers. They just want to get the maximum